ordinary gambler, what all necessary, what are the qualities. And same qualities, how it is necessary in ultimate sense for an ultimate gambler, a meditator. For ordinary gambler, three things are necessary. The courage to understand the laws of gambling. In the very laws of gambling itself, people will drop. Oh, it will go away. If it goes, it goes. It comes, it comes. The very understanding. Courage to start. Power to proceed. Energy to let go. These three things are necessary for a gambler. Courage to start. Understand the laws of gambling. And even after understanding, courage. Next thing, power, real power to start playing, to stake the whole thing, to stake whatever you can. Third thing, energy to let go, energy to accept the new thing, whether it is positive or negative. Whether it is positive or negative. A gambler needs these three qualities. Only then he can be a real gambler. The power, the courage to start, courage to understand the laws of gambling, and even after understanding, courage to start. Next thing, power to put the things at stake. You have to put the things in front. You have to start. The last thing, power, the energy to let go. Whether it is a positive or negative, you must be able to accept it or enjoy it. Don't think only to accept negativity you need energy. Even to accept positive things you need energy. A small story. Once a man is having heart problem, won $5 million in lottery. The news has reached his wife. The problem is, wife is afraid to tell this news to the husband, because husband is got weak heart. If she says, maybe due to excitement or sudden thing, he may collapse, he may die. So she is afraid how to tell this news to him, how to convey this news to him without giving a shock to him. Because this guy is a very poor guy. $5 million means something great for him. It is too much for him. How he will be able to digest such a big gift? Because anything big is always a shock. Whether it is positive or negative, anything big is shock. She went to the local priest and told the priest about her problem. Please tell me some way, pray to God. Priest said with all his confidence, don't worry, ma'am. I know your husband for last 25 years. So I know how to talk to him. Don't worry about it. I will take care. I will convey this news to him without giving him a shock. But she said, no. Please don't take any chance, because his heart patient, his heart is very weak, his system is very weak. Take care. No question of playing any game, because it is life and death question. The priest was very confident. He said, no, don't worry, I will take care. What you want? He should not be shocked, only that much. No? I know how to start, how to proceed, how to end. Don't worry, I will take care. Anyhow, priest proceeded. Priest went to his house, had a long chatting. After that, slowly he started. You see, in a vision I saw that God is going to shower His best wishes and blessings on you. You are going to have a fortunate, you are going to have some fortune things or some good things, some good luck. After that slowly it started. You may win a lottery, you do not know. The man is very excited. Oh, is it so? I do not know, maybe. That's nice, that will be a grand thing. Priest slowly asked, if you win suddenly $5 million, how it will be? What will you do? How will you enjoy? The man got so excited and said, $5 million, half of it I will give it to your church. The priest fell and died. It is not so easy to accept even the positive things. Even to accept the positive things, you need the power to let go. The energy to let go. Courage to start, power to stake, energy to let go. Courage to start is understanding the laws and starting. Because in the very beginning, understanding the laws itself, many will drop. Power to stake. You can stake either $100 or $1,000 or even $1 million. The power to put the maximum. That is the second thing. Third thing, energy to let go. Energy to go to accept the truth. Even if you gained or you lost, both the way, you need energy. Now let us see how these three things are necessary in ultimate sense, in ultimate way, to play the gambling of meditation, the ultimate gambling. First thing, understanding the laws, understanding the structure of universe, structure of meditation, how it should be done, why it should be done, what is the benefit, what I am going to gain, what really is going to happen to me. Without that, can't I manage? Somebody asked me, Swamiji, if everything is evolving according to Darwin's theory, monkey has become man, everything is evolving, then why should we meditate? Naturally, by our evolution, man is going to become God. Why should we meditate? What is the need for? Some more inspiration. It's going to happen. Why should we do it? I told him, for a monkey to become man, for a chimpanzee to become man, it took 5,000 years in the evolution process. Again, it is going to take 5,000 more years for you to become God. So, 5,000 years if you want to wait, you can wait and come through the path of evolution. Or take up the meditation, you will enter into the zone of revolution. Never by evolution. It is going to take its own time. Only by revolution you can achieve what can be really achieved. The Godhood or the enlightenment can be achieved only by revolution, not by the evolution. So very understanding itself makes many people drop it. Many people drop the meditation or the concept, even in very understanding. Many people just by listening the word Las Vegas, no, that is not for us. Many people drop, many Many people think meditation is not for me, Swamiji. I am not cut for that. I am too modern minded. Many people think I am very practical and logic, Swamiji. Meditation is not for me. Foolish people think that they are logical. A real man who is logical will always see the truth behind the meditation or the spirituality. In India, especially Tamil Nadu, there is a group of people called logical, and they say there is no God. Somebody came and asked me, Swamiji, what do you think about that? I told them, you see, to believe there is a God, you don't need to be fanatic. There are so many proofs. Even this world is a proof that God exists because the Creator is existing. There must be some Creator behind this creation. To believe there is a God, you don't need high fanaticism, or you don't need to be illogical. Simple logic is enough. To believe there is no God, you need real fanaticism. Even after so many proofs, you stand on your point. So to believe, to be an atheist only, you need to be more illogical. So people who is atheist or against spirituality is a real person who is illogical. A real logic or understanding will naturally lead you to the ultimate. Will naturally lead you to the ultimate search. So never think. We have many people, most of us have got idea. Even people come and tell me, Swamiji, my husband is very practical and logical. He will not come for meditation and what should I do, Swamiji? Never tell that way. Tell always, Swamiji, my husband is illogical, impractical. He will not come for meditation. Change your words. Even our people have got idea. They come and tell me, my husband is very practical and logical, Swamiji. He will not come for all these things. Change. Always now onwards you tell, my husband is illogical and impractical. That is why he will not come to meditation. People understand the logic. People understand the practicality. People who really understand what it is, they always have the courage to start. But one more thing. People who really understand, if they enter into meditation, their whole life will change. Their whole life is going to be totally different. After that, if they don't come, then it means they don't have courage. It needs courage. The fear of transformation. Fear of transformation is one of the greatest obstacles in the spiritual life. We all think we want transformation. But if you look little deep, you will understand you have tremendous fear of transformation. Many people come and tell me, Swamiji, I meditate so seriously, but I don't seem to change. Transformation is not happening. Then be very clear, you are not meditating, you believe you are meditating. Many people come and tell me, I do meditation, Swamiji, but I don't follow your teachings. It means you think you are meditating, you never meditate. A small example. If you are supposed to go early morning 6 o'clock flight, you would have kept the alarm for 4 o'clock to get up in the house. After the alarm goes, you must be feeling too tired, whole night you would have done the packing work. You just put out the alarm and think, just 2 minutes I will have nap. After 5 minutes I will get up and go for bathroom. In that 5 minutes, you will always have a dream as if you already got up and you are taking bath or you are getting ready, you are moving your bags to go to the airport. Any of you have experienced? In the gap, In the dream you will be dreaming, you are already got up, you are getting ready, you are moving your luggage to your car, you are on the road. Any of you experienced this type of dreams? In the dream, you will be dreaming that you are on the road, you are traveling towards the airport. Your cunning mind, just to keep you in dream state, in the dream it shows as if you are already traveling. If the truth that you are not traveling, if it is told to you, you will get up, you will get ready and move. But you have to be kept lying, you have to be kept in the slumber. So what to do? Your mind shows you are already awakened, you are going towards the airport. It will show as if everything is going smoothly, properly. This is the same way your mind shows here also. If you think I am meditating but not transformation has happened, check again where all you have problems, where all you are missing. You also must be dreaming just like this dreamer, just like this person. You also must be doing the same mistake of this person. You must be lying in the bed and dreaming as if you are driving. You also must be doing the same thing. You must be dreaming as if you are already entered into spiritual life. Every day you are going to Nityananda Swami's discourse and you are practicing meditations. What more should be done? Everything I am doing. You will be dreaming as if you are doing everything. The fear of transformation is a very deep fear. It needs courage to face the reality and to transform your life. Only a man who is courageous to face the fear of transformation. One of our devotee, before seeing me, he was a doctor, professional doctor. After seeing and attending the classes, he resigned his job and everything and became an ashram resident. His friend was speaking to another friend. Don't go to Nityananda Swami, see what happened to him. His whole life has changed. When our devotee heard this, he said, what happened? I am much more happier than you. I am much more joyful than you. My whole life is totally different now. Don't think you should be feeling sorry for me. I should be feeling sorry for you. But when I look at from the outside, of course, it is not that anybody whose life is transformed will come and settle in the ashram. Then I will have no place. It is not that way. But when the transformation happens, you move towards the truth. To move towards the truth, to go behind the truth, you need courage. You need real logic. A man who is logician, a real logical person will have always the courage to move towards the truth. If the truth shows something, he will have nothing to hold himself. He will not stop. He will not bother about anything. Just he will move towards that line. That is the real courage or real attitude of a scientist, of a logic man who is logical. Whenever a new truth is discovered, new hypothesis is brought to the light, a real scientist will work on it. If you are not courageous enough to work on the truth, if you are not courageous enough to come out of your shells, you are not man who is logical. So, the transformation fear is such deep, most of the time we do not want to follow the truth. No, we have responsibilities, Swamiji. We have this. We have all sorts of reasons or created regulations not to let the truth to penetrate our life.